And we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Formula 2 here at the ACOC for the first time here in the 2018 season. My name is Miran Evji in the commentary booth today, and alongside me for the first time this 2018 season in Formula 2 is Blake Moore. Say hello. And good
hello,
evening.
mate. Evening. God.
Yeah, great to have you here, Blake, for yet another season as we kick off Formula 2 with a bang here at the Bahrain International Circus. We've got new drivers, new cars, and a few new tracks we're visiting in Formula 2. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Obviously, if you turn up the volume on the stream, you can hear that beautiful new engine sound from the Dallara F2 car. We've got some new teams as well. So it's a bit of a fresh start for Formula 2 this season. And hopefully we will see a very, very exciting Bahrain Grand Prix. But before we do anything, let's go through the track details. So the Bahrain International Circuit opened in March of 2004. Obviously, that's when it first held a Formula One race as well. Yeah, it's been here for a bit of a while. Built by Herman Tilke, obviously infamous Formula One track designer. It's got 15 turns, a track length of about 5.4 kilometers. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting track. It's very fun to drive, and it's a good challenge for the drivers, especially this corner that Nikhil Walters come up to. Turn 10, very slow. It's a very hard braking zone, and you really have to get your car positioned right. So, yeah, this track provides good overtaking opportunities, it must be said. And we've got a few DRS zones as well, 3 namely. One down the start-finish straight, the other after turn 3, and one down the I believe it's
right.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, we've got some new faces and some new teams on the grid. Obviously, Daniel Fraser, not a new driver, but he has moved teams. So the now defunct racing engineering team, they're not on the grid anymore. So Fraser's gone to Carlin. There's Rosetta Martinez, staying with Campos. And they're actually on his left is a Charouz car, so that is one of the new teams this season, replacing Rapax. So yeah, it is pretty interesting to see some new teams. We've obviously got Carlin replacing Racing Engineering. No, Carlin replacing Rapax, and then we got Charouz replacing Racing Engineering. Yeah, thank you. So we're seeing a nice voice track. We're seeing a few people out on track at the moment. There's Jean-François Villa, race winner last season. Yeah, he's gonna want to get another win this season, hopefully, and maybe make a championship effort. We don't know who's gonna win the championship. Obviously, the championship leader or the championship winner last year has gone to Formula One. But there is the Formula E champion last season, Jakub Sikorsky, making his Formula 2 debut with Russian Time. And Russian Time are as well sporting a completely new lineup. Obviously, Linus Timel has departed, and Dima Antonov has moved teams. He has gone to MP Motorsport. So Samet Özkan is there as well. But yeah, we've got a lot of driver changes this season. Blake, how do you think the Formula 2 season is gonna look?
I think it's gonna be very bunched up in the first couple of races, but I think like after Spa, I think we have like a clear like championship fight up to the very end at Yas Marina. And now we're on board at Billy Ox. He's gonna cross the line. I think I butchered that name. We go across the line, and he goes P5 in the RT car, and he immediately got beaten.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of times in. The Vice is faster at the moment. The Red Bull Junior in the Carlin, actually, in his first race for Carlin.
Fight up to the very end at Yas Marina.
Obviously,
and now we're on board at Billy Ox. He's going to cross the line. I think I butchered that name.
Third.
We go across.
And there is Adam Hidayat, the man who qualified on pole here last year. Is certainly going to want to impress. Maybe try to take pole once again. We'll see. As Fernando Tost in the Trident actually goes fastest, 1/10 faster than Veit. Obviously, 1/10 faster than Veit's. Fernando Tost goes. Obviously, a Trident did take pole here last year, namely Adam Hidayat. But Trident have a rookie lineup with Fernando Tost and Fernando Tost and Eduardo Silva. So they've got two former Formula E drivers in their lineup, and we have a few other Formula E drivers as well, obviously namely Jakub Sikorsky, but Kai Cherezny as well in the BWT Arden, and then I believe Mehmet Demirolu in the ART GP car as well. But we've had all 20 drivers set their lap times now, with 14 minutes to go. Fernando Tost is in P1 at the moment, and Matija Dragovic is in second, with Ide Weitz in third. Currently shaping up to be quite an interesting qualifying. What do you think, Blake?
I think every single driver out there is actually going to push to the limit, and Yeah, I think what I think is going to happen. I think mostly the Trident and the 8RT cars might do well, but let's see how we'll continue in the last 30 minutes.
I think Carlin are looking quite okay at the moment.
But
P3 and P6 currently, they said Vice and Fraser. So it's going to be a pretty good starting position, but we're going to see if Russian Time can put up a championship fight once again, or possibly even if Campos can defend their titles. We're going to see if how that plays out during the season, but what everyone's going to focus is the Drivers' Championship. Obviously, the teams don't really matter as much in Formula 2 because this is number one, a spec series, and
Number two,
the teams.
The teams are not even manufacturers. So the only time we really have a manufacturer team in F2 is Porsche, and that's about it.
Porsche was in F2. What?
Yes,
Oh
it
yeah.
was.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that, but
Okay, let's move on to let's get back on
1962,
topic
maybe
now,
that,
everybody.
I think that was a bit of a while ago, but yeah, we'll get back to modern day Formula 2. So here is Jean-Francois Billat, P15 at the moment, maybe not where he'd like to start the season off, so he is gonna set a he's gonna cross the line soon as he comes through turn 16 this is, yes. The Frenchman, we're gonna see if and we're not gonna see if it will be an improvement because Jean is coming into the pit lane. There he goes. Here's Nikhil Walji, another season with Prema for him. He's obviously got a new teammate in Gabriel Gomez. The Brazilian is in P5 at the moment, and Walji is down in P17, so he's not really where he wants to be at the moment. As there's Matija Dragovic remaining with Dams once again this season. As Mehmet Demirol goes P7. And yeah, Dragovic, look at that. He's about a 10th off Fernando Tost at the moment. So I think we might be able to get a new pole series. And there's Dima Antonov, obviously not representing Russian Time, his home team anymore. He's in the Dutch team, the MP Motorsport team, alongside, I believe, Richard Sundevik, yes, who's moved teams from Arden to MP. So we're gonna see where those two will end up. As there he is, in fact. As here is the last place man, Rosetta Martinez in the Campos. And yeah, maybe not the best qualifying so far for the defending team's champions, P10 and P20. So one of the drivers just barely in the points. We've got 10 minutes to go now. Tost still holds that pole position. I think some of them might still be on a lap. I think, yeah, we've got a bit of a few cars here. Here's Samet Özkan, P19 in that Russian time. Really not where he wants to be for his first ever qualifying Formula 2. As Richard Sundevik goes up into P12. Just behind Luca Farina in the Charus. So he's gone to a new team as well, the Italian. As there's Nikhil Waldi stuck behind, I believe that is the Charus car of Jafari Blackwood. No, sorry, that is Farina. He is behind, I think. I think that is a Charus. Is that a Charus? Yeah. Whatever it is, Waldi is still stuck behind him. And yes, it is Luca Farina. He is in P11 at the moment. And there behind him is his Prema teammate, actually. There is Gabriel Gomez, just behind Nikhil Walji. So, yeah, we're gonna see how it will go for them. But I think this might be the time to dive into the pit lane. There's still 9 minutes remaining. And I think if you want to avoid traffic here at Bahrain, that's what you have to do.
Yeah. Definitely, because being in traffic with Bahrain, it will call loads of dirty air going off the car, and the only reason why you might stay in traffic for a little while, sorry, the only reason why you might stay in traffic for a little while is because you'll get the slipstream, but sometimes it can absolutely could detrimental on your lap, and also one of the Russians managed to make up into P2, and it's Antonov.
Yeah, great lap time from Dima Antonov. Just goes 100th faster than Matija Dragovic in P3. P3 now. So that puts Antonov into the front row. Maybe we could see him challenge for the win later today. But I do have to agree with you there, Blake. Slipstream is very, very important. We got quite a few straights on this circuit, so it definitely will be important. But yeah, we got a few gaggle of cars over there. We got obviously the two Premas, and I think it was Farina, and I saw Dam's car as well. I see it's Rosetta Martinez. I think he's closing up on a Trident. But yeah, here's back to that group of cars that I was referring to earlier. There goes Rosetta Martinez. He seems to benefit from the slipstream a bit because he goes up into P11. So good lap time from the Filipino. As there goes Jean-Francois Bilot. Finally got a time in. A good time in, should I say. Goes up into P6. Just behind Håkon Olsen and ahead of his ART rookie teammate Mehmet Demirolo in P9 at the moment. As Gabriel Gomez, he's heading into the pit lane. But there's there he actually is, Jean-Francois Bilot, dueling with his rookie teammate Demirolo. So they're actually going side by side here. Nice scrap there for position, but hopefully shouldn't play that too much of a role in qualifying. Maybe there's a team rivalry forming, who knows. But yeah, there goes Samet Özkan, the man who replaced Antonov, up into P3, just about 4 hundredths off Antonov. So great lap time from the Swedish driver, puts it up into P3 in the Russian time, beats out Jakub Sikorsky as well. And Sikorsky is actually pretty far down the grid now. He's down in P17. So Sikorsky is struggling to come to grips with the car, as he has actually come into the pit lane. So he's going to go out for another run. As there is Nikhil Walji, still behind Luca Farina. So neither of them have come into the pits. I think there is Antonov up ahead though. But yeah, there! Going all the way up into pole position is Chai Cherezhnia in the BWT Arden. What a lap time from the Polish driver. Just goes ahead of his fellow Polish compatriot Fernando Tost to take pole position, or provisional pole position, by 0.2 of a second with 6 minutes remaining. That is a stellar lap time from Cherezhnia to put it up into pole for Arden at the moment. So that certainly shakes things up qualifying. That certainly shakes things up for qualifying. Wouldn't you say so, Blake?
Definitely, because Cherezhnia actually, his lap actually kind of reminded me on my lap of Gas Marina. Not to get biased here. Anyways, I think Kai has definitely adapted to the car much quicker than Sikorsky. I mean, look at it. He's the P18. He's supposed to be the quote-unquote world champion. This is Kai is actually flying in Formula 2, while Sikorsky is just absolutely in the mud. So I think Sikorsky needs to have a little bit of a learning curve to follow.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like everyone from Formula E has hit the ground running, but we might see that change over the second half of the season. Obviously, Sikorsky, if you remember back to Formula E, his performances in the first half of the season weren't really that all too remarkable. It's after the second half of the season where his performance started to kick in, and that's where he could mount the championship fight. And yeah, he did pretty well. So maybe we'll see a repeat of that in Formula 2. Who knows? As Kai Cherezhnia comes into the pit lane. But yeah, any thoughts, Blake?
Nothing else to say because I've run out of words, so I'm gonna let you comment for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, not much to say. As there goes Mehmet Demirol up into P5. Says thank you very much. Beats out his ART teammate. So the ARTs are having a bit of a qualifying duel, it must be said. As the Turkish driver lines up into P5, just behind Samet Özkan, and you can really see, look, from the top 3 to the top 5, you can see how close everyone is. There's Nikhil Walji in the Prema racing car. Or, well, that's not their official name. Official name is Pertamina Prema Theodore Racing, but I think it's easier if we just say Prema. as Özkan comes into the pit lane. So everyone in the top 4 except Dima Antonov has not come into the pit lane yet. As this Richard Sundevik getting a nice slipstream of, I believe that is Daniel Fraser. Might be, no, that's Ida Weitz, I think. Yeah, we got.
I think that's Daniel.
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh wait, it's Fraser. So should I walk out of the commentary room now? I've just it's embarrassing myself on live TV.
Oh, trust me, I've done worse. Yeah, here is Ida Weitz, a 10th off, I think that was in Sector 1. As here's Jakub Sikorsky getting past the Trident there. Did not really catch who that was, but yeah. He's currently on a lap. Has not improved. It's in P18. That's really not where the Formula E champion and the only Formula E champion wants to sit at the moment. There goes Alex Broster up into P6. So yeah, good lap time from him as well. Maybe this won't be such a horrible qualifying for Campos, but yeah, Broster, we'll see what he can pull out. Obviously, last time in F2 we had a British driver who won here from P6 on the grid, but obviously that wasn't Alex Broster, that was Daniel Fraser. But maybe we'll see a repeat of that again, who knows. But yeah, something I've noticed is that the cars like to group up in qualifying. We're seeing another little group form up here. There's Sikorsky and I think that is, yeah, Hidayat, and then a Trident there as well. So they're all kind of grouping up. Maybe it's a strategic reason. Who knows?
I have no idea, Mirren. But I remember qualifying day in Bahrain isn't fun and okay. Why don't you just goes P2? As I just said that. And now, okay, people are now banging lap times. Now Gomez goes in P4. So, anyways, I was saying, qualifying isn't everything in Bahrain because you have the first corner to navigate. And we've shown for the past the first corner in Bahrain could be potentially deadly. So yeah, so you need to watch. So young drivers need to watch out for that.
Yeah, definitely. Bahrain is very difficult. There goes Dima Antonov with 1 minute remaining in qualifying. Goes off the pole position. And that might have just secured it for Antonov because that might be the pole for him. But we're going to see. There's still a bit of time remaining in qualifying. So people are going to set their lap times. But yeah, we had a few improvements. As you said, Nikhil Waldi went up at P3 and Gabriel Gomez up into P5. So the good quality from the Premas. But there goes Jean-François Billoy up into P3. 9 thousandths off Cherezhnia in P2, but nonetheless still a good qualifying from the Frenchman. Jakub Sikorsky is on a lap time. There's the Trident behind him. I think it was a Trident, but they're on a lap time now. Things are heating up. Those in the pit lane, those are Dragovic, Olsen, Hidayat, and Martinez. Cannot set a lap time anymore. As there are a few other cars beginning to cross the line. Here is Richard Sundevik and I believe Daniel Fraser, who's going to cross the line in a bit. We're going to see where they will end up. Ida Weiss comes into the pit lane, so no more running for the Swedish driver. Yeah, Sundevik and Fraser come into the pit lane. Their checker flag is out, so unless you're on a lap time, qualifying is over. We're going to see Sikorsky, if he can improve on his lap time, he's going to cross the line. And we're going to see if it will be an improvement for Sikorsky. Is it? It is, but not enough to get him into the points. It's only P15 for Jakub. Jafari Blackwood, the man in last place at the moment, on a lap time. He's just coming through the paddock start-finish straight. We're going to see if he has enough time to get a lap in. But for now, I think it's Dima Antonov who's going to secure the pole position. Mehmet Demirolu is going to cross the line. There's a car ahead of him who's coming into the pit lane. But we're going to watch the Turkish driver if he can challenge Antonov for pole position. No, he can't. He does not improve on his qualifying Demirolu. As there goes Samet Özkan. Does improve. Goes up into P4. He's on the second row now. Blackwood is next to cross the line. We're going to see where it will be for the Jamaican driver. Who makes his full-time Formula 2 season debut. I think he might be coming into the pit lane. And yes, he is coming into the pit lane. So lap aborted by Blackwood. But there's Luca Farina, the man in P18. Can he improve? No, yes he can. But it's not enough to bring out P18. We're waiting for one car to cross the line. Not sure who that is. That is Eduardo Silva in the Trident. He's on a lap time, so we're gonna see as he's gonna be final car to cross the line. He's in P19 at the moment, so I don't think he's gonna be able to challenge the pole for Antonov. We're gonna see if he's gonna cross the line. And will it be an improvement for Silva? No, it isn't. And that is the pole for Dima Antonov for the first race here at Formula 2. So, yeah, let's run you through the grid just before this race starts. So Dima Antonov is on pole position. Alongside him in second place is Kai Cherezhnia. In third place it is Jean-François Bilot, and then it's Samet Özkan. Then in fifth we have Nikhil Walji and Fernando Tost behind. Then it's Gabriel Gomez, Mehmet Demirolu, Alex Broster, and Matija Dragovic line up the top 10. Then it is Ide Weitz and Håkon Olsen behind him, the Norwegian, followed by Richard Sundvik in P13. Then we have Daniel Fraser, a bit of a disappointing for qualifying for him. Same goes for Jakub Sikorsky in P15. And then it's Adam Hedayat in P16, obviously secured the pole last season out here. Then we have Rosetta Martinez, Luca Farina, Eduardo Silva, and Jafari Blackwood. But let's get underway for the race, shall we? So we got 17 laps ahead of us. The mountain of
you did a light start, look, mirror. Yeah. So here we go.
Yeah. The mountain of on pole position, 6 lights. And we are underway here for Formula 2 as everyone gets away quite well. But a very, very good start there for Cherezhnia. He might have actually got an Antonov. And I think he is. They're already side by side coming into turn 1. He's going to be able to get Antonov on the inside. I think Antonov's going to go on the outside. Everyone's going a bit slowly there. Yellow flags are out, but not for long, as I think Cherezhnia has gone a bit slow because he's been overtaken by Jean-François Bilot already. And there's a bit of dueling going on in the back. Jakub Sikorsky's fallen down to P17. As there goes Bilot on Cherezhnia. And up into P2 goes the Frenchman. So a very, very good start for Jean, but Cherezhnia might get him. This Richard Sundvik being overtaken by Alex Broster. And there in the back, they're the two DAMS teammates of Olsen and Dragovic going side by side into turn 10. Surely they can't go side by side there. We're going to see there the number 5 and the number 6. If they can't go side by side, I don't know why it's switching, but yeah, there it is. Olsen on the inside. They're actually going side by side through there. It's a great little scrap between the DAMS teammates into turn 11 now. Who's going to get this? It's going to be Olsen on the inside and Dragovic on the outside. It's the Norwegian versus the Serbian. Dragovic's going to go round the outside, and can he get it into turn 12 now? It's going to be the inside. Oh, and Olsen goes off, and that's going to allow Dragovic to go up into P9. And what a battle that was between the two. But I think it's not over yet for Olsen, because look at that. He's got Alex Broster there in the back to keep the company. But there in the background, I think, is Richard Sundvik. There's Adam Hedayat trying a move on him. So we're going to see if he can get it into turn 15. On the inside he goes. Can he get it? And yes, he can. Great move, but I think Sundvik's actually held on, and they're going to go side by side, powering that turbo engine down the straight. Who's going to get it into turn 1? As you can see how close everyone is. The fight for all the positions truly isn't over yet. There goes Sundvik round the outside. Can he get it? It's going to turn into the inside now, but he can't get it. Hedayat closes the door and gets up into P12. Great battle.
Also brilliant move by Adam Hedayat, the Indonesian. I thought he wouldn't pull it off down the inside, but here comes West trying to go down the inside. That turn, trying to get Sun. I forgot all the names, so
yeah, that's
for now.
Yeah, that's Richard Sundvik once again falling pressure to Ide Weitz. Sundvik, this is really not his favorite track, Bahrain. Obviously, this is where he had his race got absolutely ruined here. There was Eduardo Silva trying the move on Ide Weitz, but couldn't quite get that done. Jakub Sikorsky there behind Daniel Fraser, still in hot pursuit of the British driver who won here last year. Now in P16. As here is Mehmet Demirolu, the ART driver, P6 on his debut. That's going to be very good. But reminder that Cherezhnia is going to get a podium on his debut, which is quite nice. Because see, look at the gap that Antonov's already built up, 1.2. So Antonov has just really checked out at the moment. He's proving Russian time wrong. Let's say that as Jakub Sikorsky is closing in on Daniel Fraser a bit. He might be able to get him on the straight, actually. we're gonna see as Adam Hidayat is closing in on his former teammate Alex Broster. We're gonna see if he's gonna be able to get him on the main straight. Doesn't look to be closing all that too much, and yeah, he isn't. So they will remain in their respective positions. But yeah, I think all the gaps are beginning to equalize a bit around the 5 to 8 tenths area. But the battles are not over yet, trust me. Sikorsky there, look at that. That's a good example. Sikorsky chasing down Fraser. We might see an overtake there sometime soon. We're only on lap 3 out of 17. And we have seen a bit of tire issues play into effect here at Bahrain, so who knows, maybe that'll happen again. But yeah, don't take my word for that. So yeah, Demirol chasing down Walsey, but he's under pressure from Fernando Totster as well. As there is Jakub Sikorsky still in P17, so he's not been able to close the gap on Fraser. Yeah. So, lap 5, we're gonna start lap 4 of 17. Just now as we approach the final corner. Antonov has, the gap to Antonov has closed a bit actually. It was 1.4 now, I think, and it's 1. You can see that Bilal is actually pushing a bit, so 1:44.2 sets the fastest lap of the race now, as the man from France is still trying to catch up, and he might be able to get a second win in his Formula 2 career. But for Antonov, it's going to be a first, so we'll see who will take the victory. But I think, yeah, the top two are beginning to fade away from the others a bit. Gap to below in P3 is 1.2, so Cherezhnia is having a bit of a time struggling to catch up. There is Mehmet Demirolu, his onboard. Please don't mind the giant Russell text. We're gonna replace that in a bit, so don't worry, that they'll all be replaced for next race, or all of them. I say most of them. But yeah, Sikorsky has caught up to Fraser a bit, but not enough to make a move just yet. You can see how close everyone is there. It's like a train of cars just trying to follow each other, but the slipstream isn't really that effective. So yeah, it's kind of a stalemate on the straights. So yeah, no one's getting the advantage really. But Adam Hidayat obviously secured pole here back in 2017, last year, and it was Rickard Sundevik who led the race for quite a while, and yeah, then eventually it was Daniel Fraser who won it. There is Eduardo Silva closing a bit on the Vites, but I don't think he's gonna be able to get or perform a move just yet. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see if anyone will be able to perform any moves. But at the moment it is a bit quiet. So yeah. As there is Mehmet Demirolu running the number 8 ART car. Demirolu had quite a good career in Formula E. Got a race win and scored a few podiums as well. He's gonna be wanting to try to challenge for the Formula 2 title, maybe. Who knows? But we'll see where this Formula 2 season takes him. Obviously his championship rival Jakub Sikorsky is here as well, but lucky enough for Demirolu, he's out of the points, and he isn't. So or Demirolu isn't. So that's good for him. But yeah, everyone is just trying to close the gaps on each other. I think Bilal's closed that gap by 2/10 on Dima Antonov, so that gap is 0.8 from what used to be 1 second. And I think Samet Özkan is closing in on Kai Cherezhny as well. I think Özkan has not gotten a podium before in his Formula 2 career. This is no. I was gonna say that this is full-time Formula 2 debut, but it isn't. He was racing here last year at Bahrain, so my apologies. But yeah, still a mistake. But I think if Özkan manages to secure P3, it will be a first podium for him. Jean's already been on the podium, obviously. At Baku last year, he won. It was an ART 1-2, was Jean-François Billat, and the now retired Yash Parmar in second place that race. So Jean might actually be. We'll see if he can challenge for the win, but at the moment everyone is just trying to follow each other as closely as possible. As Sikorsky still hasn't caught up to Daniel Fraser, so it is quite a big stalemate between the two at the moment.
What, you know what I thought about this Grand Prix? I'm gonna call this the Train Track Grand Prix.
I think that would be a good name to use, considering how many people just sit and follow each other with no avail, so it just kind of looks like a train going through. But yeah, if it is a train, then Antonov is the locomotive, because he is leading the pack at the moment. No one's been able to close in on each other, as Antonov sets the fastest lap at 1:43.7. Rebuilt that gap up to below, so that is about it's back up to a second. So I think Jean is not pushing at the moment, but I think Dima is. So yeah, Antonov is obviously in free air, so that's one big difference he has. And yeah, we're gonna see what happens with everyone else, if they can make any overtakes. We're on lap 7 of 17, so 10 laps remain in this Bahrain Grand Prix. This track looks spectacular in the night, and what a way to show off the new Formula 2 cars as well. What did you say, so Blake?
New cars, new engine, new everything. Well, except for the racing. I'm more interested in the racing instead of the new stuff, really, because I'm.
Well, yeah, obviously the racing is the most important. We aren't really seeing too much of it, but I think we'll eventually have a good race.
We're definitely not getting any good racing, because there's loads more overtakes than last season compared to this season. So I think you need to get your act together this
well, I mean, if you think pessimistically like that, maybe it won't happen. You have to think on the positive side. We'll see if anything will happen, if we'll have any close racing. Well, I mean, technically it's close racing, but they're not really doing any overtakes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Samet Özkan has actually faded away a bit from Kai Cherezhny. A gap is 1.4 between the Polish driver and the Swedish driver. But yeah, Özkan looks good on debut, so or not debut, 2018 Russian time debut. That's a better way to phrase it. Looks good on its Russian time debut, so who knows, maybe he'll take his fellow countryman Linus Timel's place and challenge for the championship for Russian time. Obviously, a Swede replacing a Swede, it's kind of weird, but yeah, a welcome surprise. But yeah, cool to see that we've had some Formula 2 racers last year graduating. If you are out of the loop, obviously Linus Timell, Thomas Vandic, Lavan Zasnishkai have all gone to F1 this season. Zasnishkai's gone to Williams, Mandic gone to Renault, and Timell has gone to McLaren. And then, if you can count Victor Albom as well, but he made his debut last season, so it doesn't really count. Technically, Zasnishkai did as well, but yeah, he only missed one race in the Formula 2 calendar, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, we wish those guys the best of luck in F1. But yeah, the F1 Bahrain Grand Prix is tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that, because it's gonna be a good one.
Please tell me it won't be the Strange Night Grand Prix again, because
it won't. F1 and F2 completely different machines, so they all behave kind of differently. We've had boring F2 races, and then we've had exciting F1 races at the same time. So we'll see how everything will shape up to the next race in F2, which is, I believe, Baku. And yeah, I also forgot to mention Milka Singh, who went to Sauber as well. Sorry, Milka, completely forgot about you. But yeah, Singh also went to Sauber, or Alfa Romeo Sauber as they're called this season. And yeah, he's doing pretty well as well. And here is another person performing well in their debut, Fernando Tost in the Trident, up in P7, which is pretty good, just behind Mehmet Demirolu there. Tost still in pursuit of that P6, but if he will get it or not, we'll see, as we have now covered a bit more than half distance in this Bahrain Grand Prix. As Tost is still chasing down Demirol. We might see a move sometime soon as Samet Özkan sets the fastest lap, the Russian time driver. But I think Tost is closing in on Demirolu by a bit, actually. No, that gap is building up again, so I think Tost has made a mistake somewhere. Maybe went a bit too deep into the corner. Obviously, these sections corner turns 1 and 2, these first corners are very, very hard to get the line through right, so drivers might be struggling a bit to get that correctly. But yeah, Bahrain is a very fun circuit to drive, but it is also a very challenging circuit to drive. So it provides a lot of different types of corners. We got medium speed, high speed, and low speed, and we've got quite a selection of overtaking opportunities. Obviously, I wouldn't say the Formula 2 drivers are doing the best job at presenting that, but this circuit has a lot of potential for overtaking, and let's just say that it is a very, very fun circuit to drive. And yeah, if anything, take Formula 2 last year as an example.
And also, Mirren, when you say you have nothing else to talk about, you're running Mirren FC. Well, let's go to another part of the show called Mirren FC. Runs out of ideas to say. Fucking, we're done here.
Yeah, it's basically a it's basically a podcast at the moment, isn't it? Which is like a Formula 2 backdrop. But no, I wanna try keeping this somewhat related to the race. I think we are seeing some gaps close, actually.
That passes out the race.
Yeah.
Finally, it's something happening for once.
Yeah, Luca Farina is quite close to Rosetta Martinez there. This is a battle for P19. So we'll see if Farina can make a move. There goes Martinez trying to weave about a bit to get Farina off the slipstream, and it seems to have worked, because Farina is Farina is look at that, 6/10 off a bit about now. Yeah, 5/10, but that's like almost 6. So yeah, as there is Mehmet Demirol. Look at that gap to Nigel Walsh. What's happened? 2.7. So the top 5 have just kind of checked out. But yeah, no battling can happen in the top 5, because look at those gaps. They're all about a second between each other, so we're not going to see a lot of overtaking there.
Because of the setup, because the stupid thing of the Assetto Corsa AI does. No one's deciding that. Oh, yeah, I got one question. Who was thinking it was a good idea to put all the cars who has DRS and give everybody like free speed boost without giving.
Blake, you also have to take into consideration that this is a game made in 2014. So this game was made.
2014.
Yeah, this game was made. Oh my god, my maths.
6 years ago.
Yes, 6 years ago. No, 7 years ago now. Commentating might be one of my skills, but math definitely isn't.
Argument is like the worst. I think Mirror and like I think me and him arguing is like literally the best. It's the funniest thing I can ever have.
Yeah. But we've now got 5 laps remaining to get back onto subject. 5 laps remaining in this Bahrain Grand Prix. Di Mountain has led every lap. And Jean-Francois Billon, good charge up into second. So, yeah, he's going to finish on the podium. But yeah, I think Jean might have hoped for a win here as well. But, yeah, it's going to probably be for the next race, which is, I think it's Baku. Yes, it's Baku. The next race, which is in, I believe it's next week. No, it's in 2 weeks. So the week after this is the Chinese Grand Prix weekend, which is not an F2 race. So after that one, it's the Baku race weekend, and at Baku we race again for Formula 2. And I think Jean might be a bit of a happy hunting ground for him, Baku, because obviously he took his only win there. So
also, Mirren, I'm actually so sorry for actually apologizing to interrupt like every 5 seconds.
No, it's fine. Most people aren't really paying attention either. So yeah, Luca Farina is still chasing down Rosetta Martinez. Farina looks to have the slight edge over Martinez in sector 3, but yeah, we're gonna see. I think Farina is losing time on the straight somehow. No idea how.
I think Farina has installed the Haas 2021 setup.
Yeah, I think maybe decreased engine performance, maybe something in his setup. Who knows? But yeah, here's Gabriel Gomez in P8, points on his Formula 2 debut for Prema. We're gonna have a lot of Formula E debutants in the points. Cherezhnia, Demirolu, Tost, Gomez, and Olsen. All are gonna score points in debut, and Cherezhnia is gonna score a podium on his debut. So that's gonna be very, very nice for Kai and BW2 Arden. But yeah, Dams have got both of their drivers in the points actually. So I think they're the I was gonna say they were the only drivers, or the only team to have both drivers in points. But there's Prema, and yeah, they're both in the points as well, and ART. So yeah, a bit of a dumb call by me, but yeah. As Nikhil Walji is actually closed that gap a bit on Özkan. That gap used to be 9/10, it's now 6/10. If you'll see an overtake or not, that is debatable, but yeah, we'll see. As we're now on lap 14 of 17, Di Mountain sets another lap time record of 1:43.5. So it's been a dominant qualifying and race for the man from Russia. And yeah, it's gonna be nice to start the season off for him like this.
Nothing else to say.
Yeah, not really.
if it was like if it was IndyCar, we would be absolutely chatboxing like every single second of an overtake. But
Yeah. And if you are wondering when IndyCar is, it's on Sunday for the Grand Prix of Daytona, the road course version this time. And from what we've seen, it's going to be some pretty good racing, so you don't want to miss that. It's going to be pretty nice. So, yeah. And then tomorrow we have Formula One, the main tier Bahrain Grand Prix.
Right. So, I'll be back in the commentary box tomorrow. I hope we don't see this type of shit show again. Oh, sorry. Go on, I swear on live TV.
No swearing on live TV, Blake.
Oh god. I'm not gonna get. I'm literally gonna get sued by Sky TV for this.
Yeah, good thing Sky TV doesn't own the broadcasting rights for the ACOC, guys. But yeah, as we're now lap 15, Dima Antonov is just doing hot laps at the moment, and he set another fastest lap record around the Bahrain GP circuit. As Jafari put in chat, F2 the best tier for overtaking. It depends on how the guys are feeling, I guess. Maybe they're not in a bit of a racing mood, they just kind of want to chill, take a nice drive maybe. But yeah, it's been a easy race win for Antonov, it must be said. He's just led every lap comfortably. All they had to do was fend off Cherezny at the start, and yeah, that was it for Dima. And here is Rickard Sundevik. He had an abysmal Bahrain Grand Prix last year. He had tire troubles, and that sent him down to last place. Obviously, he's still out of the points, but not last place this time, so it's somewhat of an improvement. As here's Rosetta Martinez. Once again, another season with Campos, but P19 is probably not going to sit that well with him for the start of the season. As here is Matija Dragovic, obviously not a Ferrari reserve driver anymore. Was exactly, that's why I say anymore. That seat has been taken by the man in P16, Daniel Fraser. As Dima Antonov sets yet another fastest lap, so I think he's just kind of pushing to provide some show.
He's definitely going full Lewis Hamilton mode.
How do you say thank you in Russian? Spasiba. That was it. Right. Yes.
Spasiba for the fans.
Spasiba, Dimitri, for providing us something to talk about. But yeah. Antonov's teammate Sundevik in P13, we mentioned him briefly, and Antonov, I believe, only has a podium to his name so far in the ACOC.
And he's definitely going to step up his game today, and he's going to win the first race of the season.
Yeah, when people win races, they usually in the ACOC they usually show a bit of improved form, so we might see Antonov being able to mount a championship challenge at least in the first half of the season. We'll see how everything goes. We'll see how everything goes for Mr. Antonov in the second half of the season, but we could see someone completely else challenge for the title. Who knows? We've got 20 drivers, and they're all of varying skill levels that we might not even know of yet. So yeah, I think it's anyone's game to challenge for the championship. Obviously, we had people, as we're now on the final lap of this Bahrain Grand Prix, the mountain of, guess what? He set the fastest lap again. We're now on the final lap of this Bahrain Grand Prix. Dima Antonov led every lap. It's going to be a comfortable victory for the Russian in the MP Motorsport car. and I believe it's the first ever win for MP Motorsport in the ACOC as well. Is that correct? Let me check.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. The only the only teams to have won races are Campos, Arden, ART, Trident, Russian Time, and Racing Engineering, which is now Charuz. So yeah, MP have never won a race, and I believe not even scored a podium, right? I think MP's never scored a podium. I'm gonna check that.
Let's go to Antonov for like the final couple of quarters of the race, because let's go to him, cameraman.
Yeah.
Cameraman, what are you doing? Cameraman.
Cameraman is a bit drunk, but yeah. It's been a great race from this man from Russia, Dima Antonov, but he's gonna come through the final corner, and Dima Antonov can see the checker flag first, as he will cross the line to win here at Bahrain. And what a drive from Dima Antonov. His first win in Formula 2 and his first win for MP Motorsport, as Jean-Francois Billard comes home in second, and Kai Cherezhny on his Formula 2 debut comes home in third. The fireworks in the background fly and provides a great light show as the drivers cross the line. Samatos comes P4, Nikhil Wald is P5, Demirol is P6, followed by Fernando Tos, Gomez, Dragovic, and Olsen. But let's cap off the race results then. So, Dima Antonov, his first ever win in Formula 2, and a first ever win for MP Motorsport in Bahrain. So we congratulate them both. Then it's Jean-Francois Billard, another podium for him in P2. And Kai Cherezhny in P3 on his debut for WT Arden and his first ever Formula 2 race. Then we have Samet Özkan in P4 and Nikhil Walji in P5. Mehmet Demirolo is 6th and Fernando Tos is 7th. Gabriel Gomez is P8 and Matija Dragovic is P9. Håkon Olsen finishes 10th. Gets 1 point for damage to round out the points positions. Then it's Alex Broster in P11 and Adam Hidayat in P12. Rickard Sundevik is P13 and Ida Weiss is P14. Then it is Eduardo Silva and Daniel Fraser. And then Sikorsky, Blackwood, Martinez, and Farina. So that is it for Formula 2 today. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a very, very interesting race. Congratulations to MP Motorsport and Dima Antonov on their win. Congratulations to Jean-Francois Billard on another podium. And congratulations to Kai Cherezhny on his first ever podium in Formula 2. But that will be it for F2 this weekend. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Miran FG and he's been Blake Moore. And we will see you tomorrow when ACOC